Okay, so there's this viral video making an absolutely stunning claim that a secret database connects a sitting federal judge directly to Jeffrey Epstein's network. Now, the source of this claim says it's not just some theory, but documented evidence that could shake Washington to its core. Today, we're going to break down exactly what this video is alleging and why it's causing such a massive stir.
So let's get right into it. What exactly is this explosive claim? Well, the video we're looking at kicks off with a really startling allegation that it attributes to Vice President J.D. Vance. The main accusation is that a brand new, secret database links a specific federal judge right into Jeffrey Epstein's inner circle.
And it all boils down to this one number, 114. According to the video, a federal judge they identify as Judge Caldwell shows up 114 times in this so-called secret database. And this isn't some minor detail, it's the number that the entire narrative is built around. And the source video, well, they're not treating this like just another scandal. No, they're framing it as a truly seismic event. This quote really gets to the heart of their perspective that an accusation this big, coming from that high up, challenges the very foundation of an impartial judiciary. But you might be asking, why does this number matter so much? Well, the source argues these 114 alleged mentions create a huge domino effect. It casts a shadow over every single ruling this judge has ever made. And remember, we're talking about a judge with a lifetime appointment whose decisions could have been shaping American law for decades. So that brings us to the database itself. What is this secret file the video keeps talking about? Because according to their claims, this is no simple list of contacts. It's something way more detailed and structured. The video alleges this is a full-blown relational database, a pretty sophisticated system designed to track and manage Epstein's huge network. The source claims it was pieced together from a massive haul of digital and physical records, seized computers, servers, cloud accounts, you name it, even paper records from all of his properties. And here's where it gets even more specific. The source claims that Judge Caldwell's 114 entries are sorted into 4 really concerning categories. We're talking communication logs and scheduling records, sure, but also these cryptic financial codes and, maybe most ominously, tags inside what the video actually calls leverage files. Then the video presents what it calls the smoking gun. It's this one specific scheduling note, supposedly from 2010, and that date is important. It's 2 years after Epstein got that really controversial sweetheart deal down in Florida. Now, the key to this whole entry, according to the source, are those initials GM. The video claims they stand for Ghislaine Maxwell. If that's true, this would be a direct link between a sitting federal judge and the woman who's now convicted for helping Epstein for what's described as a legal discussion. To really hammer home just how serious this is, the source video features commentary from a legal expert. He basically argues that if these database entries are real, this blows past a simple ethics problem and goes straight into serious criminal territory. We're talking bribery, obstruction of justice, and conspiracy. The video then kind of zooms out, arguing that this isn't just about one judge. It positions this whole revelation as a political firestorm, a total break from how these kinds of scandals have supposedly been handled for decades. The video tries to draw this really sharp line between now and the past. It brings up scandals like Kids for Cash, arguing that those were framed as isolated things, a few bad apples, instead of symptoms of a system-wide issue. The source's whole point is that the establishment has a long history of protecting its own. So what's different this time? Well, the video's theory is that for years, this wall of silence held up, with both political parties protecting the system to protect themselves. But it claims that unspoken rule has been shattered by a new strategy, one it calls weaponizing transparency. In other words, publicly naming names. Okay, so if these claims are true, what happens next? The video predicts a massive cascade of consequences, a political and legal earthquake that would be felt far, far beyond just this one judge. The fallout they predict is, well, it's immediate and explosive. The source paints a picture of congressional subpoenas flying, thousands of past court cases being challenged, and calls for impeachment, which is a really rare and drastic step. Only 8 federal judges have ever been removed that way in all of U.S. history. So what about the judge's side of the story? The source video points to a statement it says came from Judge Caldwell's legal team. And according to their analysis, the response doesn't actually deny the database entries. Instead, it attacks the leak itself, calling it a politically motivated assault on the entire judiciary.
But the source video really hones in on what it calls a critical omission. It highlights that while the judge's statement went after the motive behind the leak, it never offered a specific denial about the 114 database entries themselves. And that's a silence the video portrays as absolutely deafening. And all of this, according to the source, is building towards one central, very uncomfortable question about what it calls a two-tiered justice system in America. The video's ultimate point seems to be that this case will reveal whether there's one set of rules for the powerful and connected and a totally different set for everybody else. Ultimately, the video argues this isn't really about one judge at all. It's being framed as a fundamental test of the entire American legal system. The real question it's asking is whether that famous promise, equal justice under law, actually applies to everyone.
And so, the video ends not with an answer, but with a question. It frames this moment as the start of a much, much larger story, and it leaves the audience wondering, is this the beginning of a genuine reckoning for American justice? Or is that wall of silence just going to be rebuilt?